G'day guys, how you going today? Hope you're all well. Got another doozy for you. I was actually just killing a bit of time the other day, and I was filming something, and of course I looked up and I noticed that the old moon was playing its usual breakdown tricks. I was looking through my binoculars and I thought, mate, the mechanism is breaking down. It was going all funny, but and anyway, I was just going through it real slowly and putting on super slow-mo and just looking for the best shot to point that out. And the irony of it is, I was a bit annoyed at myself because I'm like, mate, you've got so many of these videos on this thing, and for instance, just quickly, if you watch UFO monster craft activates its fake moon and UFO mechanism rising, just those two alone will absolutely blow you away. You've got to watch those two, and you'll see that I have really fully exposed the mechanism and another monster craft that also produces a fake moon in the night sky, and I even show it how it's done in the daytime. Watch these two. And I always get a little bit worried because they go for that 43 minutes, that goes for an hour and 58. But if you watch them, and anyone who will tell you who has watched them, mate, there was no way of fully doing these in any less time than that. I mean, I could have done that one for 6 hours and still kept throwing stuff in. Okay, so watch them. Watch Meet the Mechanism. If you just want a quick 6 minutes where you meet the mechanism, Moon Mimic 1, watch that one. Then watch UFO mechanism rising or monster craft activates its fake moon, and you'll know why, as everyone who has watched my presentations does know why. I've got more. I've really exposed the whole bogality of the moon situation to the best depths possible. And of course I make reference to this now, and watch an intriguing UFO moon mechanism moon plus color cloak moon presentation if you want even more, and that's a really good one. But this isn't about this, folks, and this is why I'm saying I was a little bit annoyed because I didn't need any moon footage, and I was actually filming something else, and I noticed that that was up there and it was daytime, so I thought, let's get a little bit of footage. Well, it can't hurt. I got about 5 minutes of footage, and anyway I thought, well, let's go back and get the best still of it really breaking down. And lo and behold, I just fluked it. I stopped. You know how I do my slow-mo action in that one where I move it really slowly like this along the video and whatnot? Well, I was doing that little trick with this, and I noticed I just fluked it. It just stopped on this, and I thought, oh my goodness, what is that? And this absolutely ended up revealing the most amazing scenario. That is UFO, of course it is, but I've got, in 1 second of film, as you will see, I've extracted 50 separate images of this and another one doing its thing. And anyway, so point being is we need to, okay, so that was that. Here's the footage, but in order to see this, you will understand this in a few minutes a lot clearer, okay, of why I'm doing this. But before we get on to the images, and I said I've got hundreds of them, these are all snaps of it, every one of them, and more and more and more and more. But before we get into that, okay, we need to have a look at this. These are, let's go pick anyone, it doesn't matter. See this? I had to film some real birds for you because in the beginning I thought this can't be the case, but it is. There's another one there. These are snaps I took of birds, okay, and I've done the analysis for you. Now very quickly I want to show you, here's another one, I took a couple of snaps. Here's a bird. This poor bird obviously had something take either a bite out of its wing, or when it flows up it does it. But the point being is, very quickly, when I do the analysis, we get, there's one there. I want you to look at this. That is an embossing, and it's a bird. Poor thing's had it, but you can see it's a solid bird, okay? There's no light, there's no nothing. It's a bird, a bit of its feathers coming out. It's a bird, okay? And this one was a bird I took up here, and I solarized it. And once more, I mean, it was only a tiny bird, but you can see it's just all one thing. It's a bird, okay? There's major ufology in the back of that. That was one of my cloaked in the clouds UFO bits of footage. But anyway, this isn't, I've done 100 of those presentations as well. Here was that bird in solarized. You can see it's just a bird. It looks like a bird when you do the analysis. Here with this fella over here flying along. Let's go again. Bang, got him again. And did I do some? There's the analysis of that bird that was flying by, because he had his little black thing under there. But you can see it's a solid bird. Okay, it's a bird. See what I mean? It comes up and it's a bird. All right, and that one came up again as a solid bird. They're birds, okay? They're tiny little images, but they're birds. Is the point I'm making? They're birds, and they're birds, solid birds. They come up as birds. That other one will have a tiny little bit of colour on it because it's a living thing, you know, and it's a bird. Okay, see, it's all a bird. Now keep that in mind. You're thinking, because I had to do this, because I couldn't believe what I was looking at in the beginning. Now just for instance, I'll do this for you just quickly. Ready? Photo, just to show you how we do photo analysis time. You guys know I always do analysis. There's no point doing any of this if we're not going to do analysis. No point at all. Because it doesn't prove, we need to prove it. Because what I'm going to show you is going to blow you away. If you do an auto fix on the bird, boom, it stays as a bird. There's nothing, you know, there's nothing real exciting going on for the bird. It's just a bird, see? Now we cancel that. I'm only going to do this very quickly. We go over the end, we emboss the bird, boom. It comes up as a solid, it comes up as one solid bird. All the birds there. You can see the bird is there. You'll understand why I'm doing this very shortly. Come over here, Tweetster, wherever you went. There you are. See, it's a bird. It's a bird, solid bird. Okay? Go back. Final thing I'm going to do is solarize. Boom. It's just a bird. All the solarizing come out as just a bird. It's just a bird. Alright? Now let's close that. We'll close that. Now, let's get funky. Let's go into the real thing. We're going to watch this clip, okay? Now, this was, I was so lucky to spot this one. Have a look at this. See, this is the 2:43 minute mark. The footage goes for 5 minutes and 35 seconds. All of this happens in the space, the actual bit, I've started about 3 or 4 seconds before it happens, but the whole event takes place in 1.2 or 1.4 seconds. Now that's on zoom, so this is extraordinarily high in the sky. You can see there's no sign of any trees, nothing. This is exceptionally high in the sky, even on zoom. It's got to be kilometres in the air, kilometres high. Now let's go. It's going to happen real quick. You ready? And we'll even, as a side thing, you'll get some of the bogality of the moon come out as well. But let's go. Just watch and focus. See that? That happened pretty quick, didn't it? Watch it again. Just go back to here. Snaps into focus, boom, did you see that? And you think that's all it was, and it comes, and I get one of them again earlier on. Now that's super high in the sky. Let's slow it down. Now let's really slow it down, because when I watched this the first time I didn't really notice that. It was only when I went back, you can see there how bogus it is. The reason I was looking at this was because through the binoculars the thing was breaking down so bad. The inside, I thought, God, they must have turned the power down today, because the inside, the broadcast was pathetic. It was just awful. But the rim was good, because that's the mechanism technology that again I gave to in UFO Mechanism Rising, Meet the Mechanism, UFO Meet the Mechanism, Moon Mimic 1, and da-da-da-da-da. Okay, let's go. Come on, I'm trying to make these as short as I can. Okay, so let's go even to, we're at 2, it's not really, we'll go to here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to super slow. speed. We'll go slow. And a pain in the arse, it doesn't give you little cue buttons to do this. You have to do it this way. And I do apologise, but come on, we'll do it again. You'll see why in a minute. We're down to times 40. Let's go down. You have to go right down. These things move at supersonic speeds. Times 30. I want to get down to times 10. It'll give you the best. Times 20. Even times 20 is good, but let's go times 10. Okay, so we're at 1/10 of a second. May take a little bit to get there, but anyway, let's go. Okay, we're playing. Now watch. Got it this way, it'll take us a week to get there. No, because we're getting close anyway. We may as well hang in there. We're at 2:49. It all takes place at about 2:50. So this is 1/10 of a second speed. Here we go. Just about now. The first thing I saw, just stop. Oh, the first thing I saw, that very first snap that I referred to, this one is, well, I just was, if I hadn't have caught that, we wouldn't have this video, because that's obviously not a bird. But anyway, let's go. That's where that first one comes in. It comes down as a round ball, and one Wallace is down there, and this thing Ernie Burt's through here. But wait till we see the analysis. You ready? Let's go. And coming in a second, that snaps in. Look at that. See it? How's that, kids? Let's go again. One more time for the viewers at home. I won't go too far back because it's so super slow-mo. And this is super high in the sky. Super high. So it's not birds anyway. It actually looks like it comes in at 2:51. My apologies. Halfway. See, look at this. Look at it. Look at these things. Alright? How's that? Let's go to the analysistical Cenarian opticism. We'll just, I'll leave you with something. Boom. Even that. See, look at the light turned on in the middle. Boom. Let's do some. I've got hundreds of these, but I don't want the video to go for too long because I'm worried that people will shy off them because they're too long. Let's do some analysis, shall we? What one do you want to analyse first? Let's start at the first one. Look at it. That's the one from the thingo, from my thumbnail. We'll analyse that. You can see. Look at that. That ain't no bird, folks. But anyway, we analyse it out. And there's the light, and I show you how we back up everything. But let's start with the first one anyway. Look at it going through. These are just some of the stills I took. See, you swear that's a bird, wouldn't you? But we know it's not. Here's a classic. See how the light's in the middle, but look at the light there, and the light on this side is on that side, and it doesn't look like a bird again because they're not birds. And see the lights on that side and the lights on that side. So it's obviously, you know what I'm saying, it can't be the sun. Sun doesn't shine off birds. We saw anyway. We saw our real birds photos in there, which, you know, now you know why I had to put you through the pictures of the birds, because these things, man, you'd never see them with your own eye anyway. They're moving so fast. I mean, that move, I've got 20 different stills of it in 1.2 seconds of footage of each one. And it appears one of them appears at another point in time as well. So at that speed, you're never going to see it. And this is so high in the sky, you just never see these things moving at the speed they move at. But I wanted to stop. We'll analyse these, don't worry. But I wanted to stop on that to also show the lights on two different sides, and that's light, and that's light. And look at it, they're not birds. But anyway, let's that was, I got great cloud cloak. Because look at this big UFO cloaked in the clouds. I got heaps clearer images of it. And I noticed too there's a little UFO in the picture, but anyway, that's nothing compared to the 480,000. There it goes, diving down. There it is, the middle one again. I find edges, we'll do all that, we'll do that. But let's go to the first one. Let's analyse this for you first. Okay, let's go. Let's Editron 6. Blow it up. Let's get busy. Don't make it too much, we'll blow it up. Let's do an auto fix. Now remember what happens when we've got birds? Nothing happens to the actual bird. Bang. Look at that. That's our first little shape. So let's do a splitted preview. We have what it looks like normally. Can we Blowatron 5 this up, please? Not really. Well, anyway, there, and here's this one. Let's blow it up. It doesn't want to blow it up, but you can see that was the auto fix to that. And let's go back. Let's just go back to this. Okay, so you can see that again. I'm going to do it. It has to be done because you can see I went over this so many times to make sure. God, did I go over this so many times to make sure? Auto fix on any of these. It doesn't matter, man. Find a bird. Whether we done that one or that one, that poor bird again. Auto fix, bang, edit, bang, Zoomatron 7, auto fix. It's a bird. It just stays as a bird. Look at these UFOs, and anyway, it's not the focus of this one. There's some rippers collecting there, but it's a bird, right? Now, what we might do is we might leave our real bird there. Boom. This is what happened when we let's cancel it. When we've got this in the sky and we auto fix that, boom. Top of the pops, FMEO stereophonical, the man's bionicle. Alright, let's cancel that. Let's go over the road. Now let's Embossatron 5. Now again, look, I'm sorry, this is on the edge, but this is all we got to work with this time. The other ones were closer, but again, look at that. Now, light and light, because remember what happened when we embossed our birds? You know what happened when we embossed our birds. Where's bird embosses? Bird embosses, bird embosses. When we emboss our birds, it's a full bird, you know. Let's emboss those birds. Full bird. It's just a bird. Birdatron 6. Full bird, embossed bird, full bird, it's a bird, you know. And of course that's a little bit squarish because it was a tiny little bird, but there's its little feathertrons, got a bite out of it, poor thing. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go. Okay, so, and look what happened for our thing. The big light there. I'll blow it up again for you. It's just a little bit. Come on. Drag it over. Wahlbergs. Let's go. I must have lost him. He's over. There he is. Again, light. Because we know that light always flattens out on the emboss. Big nobule here. You're hearing me. Of course you are. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, if I invert it, boom. Inverting is really good at because light's going to come out. But there you go, you've got that. You're happy with that. Bang. And solarize. Remember what happened when we solarize a real bird? We just get the one flat bird colour. Watch what happens when we solarize our super top secret UFO. Boom. Well, it looked a bit like the emboss, didn't it? But we have the variety of energy being emitted from it, producing the energy effects. Okay. Rightio. Let's not be confusing. Okay, I'm going to always keep one of the embossed birds there. Okay, now let's close all of these. Okay. Otherwise I end up with 427.5 bloody images and it gets all. Let's do this one now because we're looking at this. You go, if you saw it quickly anyway in one split second of your brain wouldn't register it as anything. You wouldn't have seen it if I hadn't slowed it down to 10%. And if you did, you just would have. Now imagine I put just a picture of that on or something, even with the light shine, because I've got pictures of it without the light, without showing you the birds. People go, it's a bird, you goose. It's not a bird. We've already proven that these two aren't birds with that last bit of analysis. But let's get busy with this one. Opposing sides. Let's get busy. Okay. Moon breakdown. We could have gone into that as well, but we won't. I'll go and watch the other ones. Shall we try one more? Okay. Oh, good. It's all going to just fit in. That breaks down under analysis even on these ones. But let's do an autofixical. Okay, again, look at the light in the middle, the light on that side, the light on the top, lights on the opposing sides. The sun technically was over to the right here, guys. Okay? So the light couldn't have shone on that side and not that side if it was sunlight, which is bogus anyway. Light doesn't shine off a bird when it flies by. I've shown you that already. So that's what we've got. Let's cancel that. Let's go over the page. Let's do an embossatron. Now the embossatron's really interesting because the embossatron A shows the bogality of our moon again, which was only just half a mechanism, trying to broadcast out the rest. But anyway, let's focus on this. Look at our embossatron of our top one. See the light in the middle, and we're getting some and again, what happens with our bird embossatron? Of course it's a bird. It's a bird with the bite out of it. Poor thing. But what happens when we do our one? Well, you know what happens. Look, the light's in the middle. It's not a bird. We all know that by now, but okay, it's not a bird. The moon, remember the mechanism. The mechanism's the only thing that gives you the coloured synopsis on the emboss, and it's flat in the middle. It's bogus. There's the outer wall of the mechanism again there. They're just, anyway, you want to know all about the mechanism. My mechanism fans already know all about the mechanism. Look at this one. Again, that was broadcasting a light with the light in the middle and the split of the craft. It's only in a split second. These things, I don't know what technology they're using, but they are really high tech. And this is demonstrating it. Again, one more time for the viewers at home. Real bird, just thanks for coming. It's just a solid bird. Our super UFO birds look like that on the embossing. Okay, now I don't want this to go for 4,000 hours. Now let's solarize. Boom. Let's find the things first, shall we? Might help too. Where are you? Where are you now? Okay, there's the top one. Again, look what happens with our solarize. Hey, check this out. Look at the different energy emissions coming through it. Mind-blowing. Huh? Different energy emissions, 2000. Again, we only get left with the wall and that under the cloak doing its thing. Again, they're not focusing on this tonight. And look at this one. Look at the energy emissions there. Okay, let's go back one so we can get a dual emission. There we go. Maybe one more, eh? How's that? Dual emission. These things are a lot closer than our friend, of course, over the back there. But they are so, which is probably why we're not going to get more, we do in some of the other snaps, we get the colour synopsis coming up. Well, we saw the colour coming off it in the emboss anyway, around the actual frame of it. But again, I don't want to focus on that right now, because I've put out heaps on that. We're focusing on this UFO fly like a featherless bird that I snapped. Not one, but two of them. So there we go, right? Let's go. Let's go to another one. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. Okay, let's go to another one. For analysis. Okay, where were we? I'm sorry guys, I'm getting a little bit early, but I'm doing my best here. Let's go back. Okay, we've done that one. We've done that one. Now we'll do this one because Well, this is, again, you've got the same thing there, but this is what my thumbnail was. So we'll do, this is a Ripper Tea Snorter. We could have done these separately, but again, time is of the vanilla, chocolate and strawberry essence when you're trying to get these things down to as low as you can in time-wise, so people don't go, oh, that's too long, I don't want to watch that. And let's be honest, man, you'll get more. You watch all my presentations, that might be 43 minutes, that might be an hour and 58, that might be an hour and 58, and that one down there might only be 6 minutes. But in that 4 or 5 hours alone, those videos alone, an intriguing UFO moon landing, just in those 5 alone, in that 5 hours of video footage, you will see more actual, real, full-blown UFO, multi-high dimensional technology in action than you would in 100 hours of just other UFO footage. You will get more actual, real, solid indicators of what's going on in our skies, and they all could have been hours and hours and hours long. But anyway, let's get back to the Disco Inferno. We don't want that one, do we? We're over here. So let's do that. We've got this fellow, and we've got our friend over here as well. So, but let's do this was a good one, because this one shows us the craftage when it's actually locking in stealth flying, whatever technology mode, before it flaps its things out at hyper speed. Let's do an autofixical. Bang, look at our Bogosaurus and the autofix. But again, light, tail, rectangular. And look, I'm sorry it's not the best of the best clarity, but hey, I'm doing the job. Hey, thank God I had what I had. And there's that fellow. He's also doing the usual light in the middle, both sides, Synopsitron 5. If I go down just 2 more levels, can we get it in there? We can't get it in there. Anyway, what we'll do is we want to focus on this, because this is the thumbnail. Let's focus on this one because it's the thumbnail. And it's a real good one to show us that it's a craft. Look at the round circle in the thing when it's like that. Now, let's go Embossatron 6. Bang, look at this. This is interesting. You can see the light always flattens out when it's just light on an emboss. Again, mechanism technology, it's all coming in there. Look at the big mechanism outer wall with the colouring, and the mechanism wall in the cloak there, and of course it's just bogality in the middle. And even that is indicative of so much. But anyway, look at this, eh? So look at this, this is the triangular Cenarian opticism. Getting a bit dance floor crazy for us there. And we'll do a Whippatron 6 down here. And again, no bird. These aren't flying, these aren't birds, these aren't Tweety birds. Again, have a look at that. Now I've got hundreds of these stills, and they all produce the same mind-blowing conclusions one way, 16 others. Now let's do an Invertosaurus. Again, interesting. Invertosaurus has given us energy release and shape verification. Where's our mate down here? He must be about here somewhere. There he is. Boom. Energy dispatch. Okay. Let's go back over to our other dude. Where are you now? Where are you, man? There you are. Did I invert? I did. Solarize. Okay, energy dispatch. FM yo stereo. Okay. Again, this one of all. The amazing thing is I'm going to show you one where you just, oh man, it's amazing. This one really humdingers the fact that we're talking technology. If you haven't already figured that out yet. And I haven't just gone and filmed a couple of birds flying by. Technology, eh? Awesome testicle. Yeah. Let's go. Now let's go and focus on our old mate, triangle Sauratron. Where is he? He's around here somewhere. There you are. Solarize. Boom, again. It seems to be giving us the inversion scenario, doesn't it? Again, if you want all the moon action, go watch my moon action ones. Again, there we go. Alright, Counsellortron 6. Let's close this. There's again, I think I can get rid of the normal bird by now, can't I? Let's ditch the old normal bird. Let's go back into here. Right, let's find another one for you. Remember again, there was that was the first thing I noticed, and then I noticed so much more. We've had a look at that one. Here's an interesting one, because again it looks like a bird. Look at that one. Bang. Now this one. Yeah, imagine if I just uploaded a photo like that and said super UFO technology. Let's be honest, 99.9% of you would all go, what a whoa, huh? Goosatron 6. Well, we know. I don't. I have proved this so much. Guys like me don't film birds in the sky and then spend 3 hours making a friggin' frame-by-frame analysis that then turns into another 5 hours by the time I make a presentation in as quick a time as possible, using only 1/20th of the data that I've extracted. Yep. So let's go. But isn't it funny? The reason I showed you that previous one where we see it all is because this is, that's why I called the presentation UFO Fly Like a Featherless Bird. What else was I going to call it? Oh, I did. I had some great names, but anyway, that one. Now let's blow it up to make it even clearer for you. Right. Autofixatron. Bang. You're thinking that one looks a little bit more. We've got the lights on the side with a little dot. Geez, when you think it was a bird, hey, just wouldn't you? But we know it's not. And wait till you see what comes up. Oh my God. Wait till you see. Okay, now our emboss is good because the emboss verifies the bogality of the moon, but our emboss has also affirmed, affirmus rexed, the fact that we're looking at technology here and not our stock standard bird, because we have our breaks and variations, dots, circles, squares, all the rest of it that's in the footage. That, if that is obviously not a bird. It's giving off the energy discharges and all the rest of it. Now let's go back, Jack. Let's Invertosaurus Rex. Bang. Again, energy discharge, variations, energy discharge. Remember, none of that came forth on any of the on any biological feathery birds. Now let's go back. What happens when we do this? We can get a bit of variety here. Bang, showing up some variety. Bang, gives you that one. Green alone gives you that one. What about green and red? Gives you those ones. Okay. Now I think it's this one that I found this. I'm not 100% sure, but watch this. I'll just solarize it first. Bang, once again, it's technology, hands down. Hands down. Watch this one, but are you ready for this? I think it was this one. No, it wasn't, but that'll do. I'm going to show you something that'll blow you away shortly. anyway, it verifies the technology aspect of the device anyway. Remember, this is so high in the sky, no bird flies at 5 or 10,000 feet in the air. Not ones in my neighbourhood anyway. Okay. No, we won't show the changes. We did that one. Look at it dive down like a dart. Let's do this one quickly for you. Just quickly, I don't want this thing to go too long because I want people to watch it. Let's do a quick auto fix. Bang, light in the middle. Look at the Bogality FM, your stereophonical, the moon's walionical. Now let's cancel a Sorotron. Let's do a quick embossage. Embossage just verifies everything we've already gone about. Look, light in the middle. Thing on the inside. Mechanism outside. Mechanism cloak. Broadcast breakdown. Okay, now, shall we solarize for the viewers at home? Why not? Thanks for coming. Energy releasing discharge. Thanks. There we go. You can see once again the breakdown, the highlight of the broadcaster of the mechanism, and then nothing on the inside. This is daytime, by the way. Obviously, you noticed that one. All right, there's one more I want to show you. I'm not going to show you any more. The thing will go forever, but they're all just as mind-blowing, and it's this one. This is the one. So let's get the raw snap of this first. We want 31S4, folks. So let's have a quick gaze. Let's go for 31S4. 31S4. I wonder if that was it. Or is there a 31S4? That's 2355. That was in the first instance that it showed up at another part of the thingo. It must have been this one. I'll show you what I mean. Esotron 7. Let's blow it up. 16.4. Look at the breakdown there. The mechanism wall. That's what I noticed through the binoculars. I thought, geez, man, the broadcast was just Wallace. Anyway, this becomes interesting. If this isn't it, I'll find it for you. Don't worry. I'll find what I'm trying to show you. I'll find it for you. Is this the one? No, I've gone back to that one. Just hang on 16 seconds. Please, just hang on 16 seconds. No. Let me go into the other. Let me go into the big what are we looking for? 31S4. How come I haven't got 31S4 up here? I always throw in the original. 31S4, it's this one. Okay, it's this one we're going to be looking at. 31S4. The light's enacted, boom, light in the middle. 31S4. This is what I want to show you. Well, let me just go straight there to save a nick of time. 31S4. Have a look at this. Can you see that? The writing. It says 3, 4, something 4, and it looks like a 4-1, like the craft registration. There's something 4, something 4. Now, I will say this. I mean, this is probably, one of the, we have secret US bases here in Australia, and this is obviously one of the latest super top secret ufology. Well, you'd think it was a UFO, but it's from out. Again, UFO does not spell aliens from outer space. UFO spells unidentified flying object, and I'd say that this is most likely what we've got here, guys, is like a few stages in advancement from the old stealth bomber. I think we have to accept that. Don't you agree? And if that's a Miss Wallace of some kind, and it may be, then we haven't identified the source of the technology. We can't identify the source of the technology from that alone anyway, because those numbers aren't distinct enough. And I have to go, I went down there and I grabbed a magnifying glass. That's how I came up with the numbers. I didn't blow it up. I went right down real close. My nose was almost touching the screen, and I came up with the numbers that way. And when I do it again now, it looks like a 34ST or an SR, and on the other side looks like a 41. Okay? But that, again, you know my theory. My theory is extra-Earth-based terrestrials that have been here for thousands of years. The same ones that built the pyramids and all the rest of it. They live in underground bases. There's so many underground bases in the Earth's crust. So I use the Swiss cheese analogy, not because the Earth's crust is like Swiss cheese, but there's so many bubbles in there and bubbles with bases in them that you can see why I use the Swiss cheese analogy. And I reckon they've been running the show the whole time. They always have. They've been there for thousands of years. They've made the mechanism and all the other stuff that I've showed you, monster mooncraft and all the rest of it. And I think they are really the secret government. And Surface Man, as I like to call us, 2014 Surface Man, we're just the latest throw of the dice of the genetic experiments that they've been doing for thousands of years. And I reckon Greys and all the rest of these supposed aliens, they're not aliens at all. I mean, look what they've done even in public with genetic engineering in the last 50 years. Imagine what they've done in secret with genetic engineering in the last 70 or 80 years, because they would have been doing it well before they admitted they're even doing Dolly the Sheeps. Now imagine genetic engineering even going back 10,000 to 30,000 years. The real date of the pyramids, they reckon, go back to 10 or 30,000 years. I got that from Revelation of the Pyramids, or the one moon pyramid power plant. The guys, I want to give them a quick plug. Pyramid power plant and Revelation of the Pyramids documentaries, and thousands of others now, have all clearly shown us, from the watermarks on the Sphinx and all the rest of it, that the pyramids are thousands and thousands, maybe tens of thousands of years older than what they admit. And we know that the technology, that's why I have my logical influence theory, the technology within the pyramids contains at least the hyperdimensional physics, science, astronomy, astrology, knowledge of things that we have only discovered publicly in the last 100 years. And they had it back then 10, 20, 30,000 years ago. And of course we know from the hieroglyphs within the pyramids and from the Temple of Man, that beautiful series by John Anthony West called Magical Egypt, 8-part series. I strongly recommend you have a gaze at that. It validates that they had the technology and knowledge of the sciences back then that we have now. And now you put on 10, 20, 30,000 years of genetic engineering, and I tell you what, they can make greys, oranges, purples, blues, 3-headed greys, 8-headed blues, reptiles, God knows, any entities, beings they want is upon them making well and truly before you have to entertain any notions of aliens. Okay? I don't want to say that to scare anyone, it's the way it is, and we all live our lives and we're the latest throw of the dice. Anyway, that's whole other topics. Now I've got stuff that can validate, support that. If I let you know exactly what I believe to be going on based on my 30 years of exposure, which has been a particularly... Anyway, I don't work for the government. I've never worked for the government. I've just had an extremely unusual exposure. Anyway, that's not relevant to this presentation. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Hey, that all started from an accidental stop on that. Can you believe it? 1 split second. Let's have one more quick look. I'm sure you want to go again. Let's go again. And at 1/10 of the speed. I'm sorry I'm not going to show you more photos, but I don't want the video to go forever. You ready? Let's go. %% of a second speed. Focus comes in. Boom. How's that? Man, those things are moving at hyper speed, hyper high. One more time for the viewers at home. Okay, thanks guys. I got some more beauties coming, so subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you want to see them. Bye bye, have a good one. Oh.